What's going on, everybody? It is the one and only. That's right, Q from Retro Q Gaming, as always, back in effect, doing that good stuff that we all know and love. So, what's going on here? What are we doing that's a little bit different? Well, today is a monumental day. But before I tell everyone why this is a monumental day, I need to test one thing with this audio setting real quick. Just like that, I can tell that I need to adjust the volume just a little bit more. That should be a lot better. Now, so what's going on? What is our monumental day and why is this important? Well, after many years, I say many years, but since the dawn of backwards compatibility on Xbox One, well, I've been asking for MGS 2 and 3 HD to be added to backwards compatibility. Today, boyos, it's actually finally happened. Couldn't believe it when I saw it. Lost my shit in every Discord channel and Twitter. And I was so ridiculously happy. That's all I can say. I was trolled before by Microsoft because way back, months and months ago, what they actually did was they put on Peace Walker by itself onto backwards compatibility. And that one, of course, ruffled some feathers and rustled my jimmies because they trolled me. They trolled me. So, what am I going to do? And just as a little extra aside, I do think this is very fitting because they added this to backwards compatibility. Today, the 9th of October, I almost said the 9th of August, 9th of October, 2018. In approximately, well, I shouldn't really say approximately, but in exactly 4 days, I will get to meet David Hayter, Solid Snake, at Comic-Con. So it's very, very fitting. Anyway, it's going to be a very, very short stream because we're not going to do the whole game. I just want to mess around for maybe 20 minutes, maybe just complete the tanker at the start. Of course, with all these cutscenes and stuff, it'll probably be about 4 hours long. But you know what? I'm wasting too much time here talking around. Actions speak louder than words, so let's fucking do this. Again, we're just gonna mess around on the tanker. That's it. Normal difficulty just for the purposes of all this. Radar Type 2. Granted, of course, I will be going nuts eventually. And going all the way to mastering European Extreme with Radar Type 1.
The Hudson River, 2 years ago.
That's how I roll.
We had classified intelligence that a new type of metal gear was scheduled for transport. The whole thing stank, but our noses have been out in the cold too long.
Metal gear. It can't be. Of course, the remaster done by the glorious, amazing work of Blue Point Games. Well, fellow teenagers, I am beast at this, or I should say, I used to be beast at this because I mastered it on PS2. Then there was a big gap between that and 360. And since I'm only messing around with it real quick, for tonight, just for the stream, short stream, just to get it done. But rest assured, there will be serious amounts of gameplay going into this. In fact, I'm going to 1000 gamer score this now that it's on the Xbox One. I believe I have every MGS 2 achievement, but not every MGS 3 achievement. And you may have missed it because you only just recently joined. But of course it is very fitting that this happens and this gets added right now. Simply because David Hayter is going to be at Comic-Con Ireland in 4 days. And I will get him to sign some of my old MGS 2 stuff. Or my old MGS stuff in general. Yeah, I played the remaster before as well. But before I played the remaster when it came out on 360, it had been like 8 years since I played it seriously. So Yeah, stuff happens. Skills that pay the bills get dulled. Even when Solid Snake goes full Predator mode off the side of the bridge. It's going to be fun though, because I'm going to get him to sign my MGS2. I'm going to get him to sign my MGS1, my MGS2, my MGS3, and my Twin Snakes. I'm also toying with the idea of paying for a professional photo shoot option they have there. Right now this difficulty is only normal with Radar Type 2, because it's just, we're just going to run through the tanker once for the whole size of the screen. Size of the screen, well, let's try that again. For the length of the stream, just to mess around with it for like half an hour or so. But I will, of course, build my skills back up to get every dog tag and everything to be able to complete the game on European Extreme with Radar Type 1, because that's just how I roll. Or maybe even Radar off. I could do either. Because, you know, big baller shot caller.
Boy, he's right on schedule.
Or as the stream title suggests,
He'll know soon enough.
I'm balling so hard like the mayor. I could technically get him to sign that PC copy I got recently, but I feel that would be a little bit disingenuous because that's not my MGS1, if you will. Oh yeah, I used to be able to do that level of gameplay back on the PS2 because I played it so often. I'd sit around and I'd be bored for 2 hours and just think, what will I do? Oh, I'll finish MGS2.
Read me, Otacon.
Loud and clear, Snake.
Kept you waiting, huh? I'm at the
Kept you waiting.
Oh.
Everything going okay?
Stealth camo's busted. Landing impact.
I must have overused it. Sorry, but you're gonna have to deal with it. You're not in the military anymore.
Right. I didn't plan on relying on this gadget anyway.
The private sector's not so bad, is it? Privacy guaranteed.
I'm happy as long as no one gives me any more unwanted gifts.
You mean that thing with Naomi?
Not and I can't say I missed the chattering nanny.
They still have all the little
Melee's
extra
not so
stuff in
bad.
them.
That reminds me, I have to get in touch with her again about that new Natick flashware.
Diverting toys from the SSCEN again? Give her a message from me. Someone will find out, sooner or later. She's better off assuming it sooner and quit while she's safe.
Too true. Okay, Snake, let's get to work.
No, Fat Man gets easy
you know
if you ask me.
Specs of Metal Gear were sold on the black market.
But yeah, the 20 Metal Gears was a bit tricky until you learned the pattern.
And now every state, group, and .com has its own version of Metal Gear.
Not exactly a classified weapon for today's nuclear powers.
This new one seems to have been designed to wipe the floor with all the other models. The only consistent description is that it's an amphibious, anti-Metal Gear vehicle.
That explains why this one is under Marine Corps jurisdiction.
The mission objective is to make visual confirmation of the new Metal Gear being transported by that tanker and bring back photographic evidence. But I want you first to go up to the top level of the infrastructure, to the bridge. We need to find out where the tanker is headed.
A little reconnaissance, huh?
Oh, if you mean without the radar, then yeah, that's a bit of a trick,
capabilities,
because
deployment
that
method.
could be anywhere.
We don't even know how close it is to completion. If we know where the testing arena is, I can start to draw some reasonable conclusions.
All right, I'll head to the bridge ASAP.
Try to avoid confrontations. Our goal is to collect evidence on Metal Gear development and expose it to the world. It would be best if you could get out of there without alerting anyone.
Don't worry, I know the drill. We're not terrorists.
Very good. Don't you forget that you're part of
Oh,
Philanthropy,
philanthropy.
an anti-Metal Gear organization and officially recognized by the UN.
Recognized, but still fringe, Otacon.
All right, let's look at your gear. Your weapon is a tranquilizer gun converted from a Beretta M92F.
M9.
It's a little hard to work with
Where do I
because you
get
have
the
to reload
M9?
after each shot since the slide locks.
Better than scavenging at the mission site. Good suppressor, too.
The chemical stun will take effect in a few seconds and last for hours. You can take down an elephant with that thing. Check out the laser sighting, too. The effects of the anesthetic round will vary depending on what part of the body is hit. We're talking about a difference of tens of seconds between hitting limbs, chest, or head. As for the equipment... Hey,
Luckily.
Snake!
In Metal Gear
Cigarettes?
Solid
What's
3, I
wrong
know
with you?
how to use
It's kind of a
suppressors
lucky
and rations.
You haven't read the Surgeon General's warning, have you? Here's the digital camera. Works almost the same way as your old one.
Okay, technically I should skip these. Because I'm only doing it to mess around.
They don't look armed.
Hey, Earth to Snake. These are nice, upstanding Marines, not terrorists. Don't get caught. You're in stealth mode here.
Sure, and if it comes to that, a little beauty sleep never hurt anyone.
Yeah.
By the way,
A little beauty sleep never hurt
are you
anyone
sure of this
until I put them to
intelligence?
sleep and throw them off the side
Hacked
of
it
the
out of
boat.
the Pentagon's classified files myself.
No traces?
Oh, please, I'm too good for that.
But this might be a trap. Remember, there's a price on our heads.
You're just being paranoid.
I hope so. Those men, you wouldn't think they were anything but civilians from here.
With all the ships passing
You'd
on
have
the
to call
river and in
the
harbor,
achievement for
putting
killing the end
uniformed
with a
Marines on the
shotgun
deck would
something
be a
like
bad idea.
professional gamer.
People can get a clear view of the water from Riverside, too.
The water line is too high. According to the navigational plans, this ship should have discharged its cargo upriver.
It's in there, no doubt about it.
The military trains you to watch for threats from the stern on a boat. That's SOP for counter-terror ops, too. Security should be tighter.
You worry too much.
Where's the target?
Satellite surveillance is a major international pastime these days. I'd say the cargo holds, safely below the deck. Do you see the entrance to the holds?
Looks like there are a few entryways into the crew quarters. The chopper. What?
Oh, I did that in MGS 3 on the 360 at that point. During the remaster. Oh, I also, speaking of, because I've played it on 360, I purposely didn't bring my save file over to Xbox One. Start over from scratch. Doing it all. All
Looks like
dog
we're not the
tags,
only ones
all
after
everything.
Metal Gear tonight.
Is that a chopper I just heard?
Affirmative. Probably another cavalry. What's their game? Hijack?
They're probably targeting the ship's controls.
Otacon. How many
Oh, well,
men
frogs in
can take
MGS
over a
3,
tank
yeah,
of this
I mean
size?
tags
Ship
it
is
too.
run by a computer, so
What do you call it?
I'd say about 18
Terracons or
people.
little frog bobbleheads in 3.
AKS 74U.
It's Ivan Drago. I will
Russians?
break you.
You sure?
No Marine barber touched that head of hair.
Yeah, MGS 3 is fantastic. It's pretty much guaranteed lock for the best Metal Gear Solid game.
I'm transmitting a photo.
It's also the
Let's
last
get an
good
ID
Metal
on
Gear
him
Solid
ASAP.
game.
I'm on it.
Because 4 was trash and 5 was hot garbage multiplied by like Indian food in a baby's diaper with burnt hair.
Looks like the tanker's theirs now. K-60 Kasatka.
Kasatka? Kamov chopper, right? Killer whale.
We need to get a fix on who they are.
Judging by their transport, aren't they some kind of military
I tried playing
commandos?
MGS
Not
4,
necessarily.
or tried
It could be
replaying it
K-62,
maybe a year or two
the
ago
civil model.
when they added it
Snake.
to
All we need is the
the
photographic
PlayStation
evidence
Network
of
on
metal.
PS3.
As long as we have those, we can put it
Of course, it
online
took
and
like
blow the
6
whole
hours to
thing wide open.
download because,
So no
well,
pyrotechnics, okay?
PSN is
All right.
dirt.
I'll do my best.
This isn't
And then
like
the game
Shadow
ran at
Mosque.
like a solid
Reach
20
me if anything
FPS, and I just said,
happens.
nope.
Frequency's 141.12.
How can I check in and save my progress?
I'll do it. There's a frequency set aside for it. 140.96. Sorry, but no Mei Ling this time. Call me on the codec when you want to save.
Got it.
I'll be waiting just past the Verrazano Bridge.
Mei
You'll need
Ling,
to be
huh?
off
We
that
all
ship
know
by
the
I'll be
joke
in
there.
touch.
Isn't that right, Dave? No, I haven't tried MGS 3 on 3DS. I purposely skipped it. I have to remember the buttons with how to change. I still got it.
Freeze.
Oh yeah, I have it. Looks like I still might as well be the real Solid Snake. Where's my beloved cardboard box? Oh, like I said, I used to be a master at this. It's just muscle memory. It has to come back. Of course, trying to wake them up on normal is Oh no, that's right. Yeah, it's medicine that's out here if you catch a cold, isn't it? Or there's usually something out here. I could be mixing it up with my old PS2 demo. I have the Zone of the Enders demo, so that's kind of different. You know yourself.
Freeze.
No! Please don't.
Oh, kids these days wouldn't get their whole muscle memory stuff. They don't know. Pull off some mad skills.
Freeze.
That's one thing that is kind of annoying. Is because there's no analog buttons like on a PS2. They have to change the control scheme around ever so slightly. So, since you can't properly put your gun down easily, you have to, if you want to move with the gun out, you have to press like crouch. There is a way of doing it to put your gun in, but it's a separate button and not analog. Imagine that. A console from 20 years ago was more advanced in certain ways. Just tell that to Nintendo when it comes to analog shoulder buttons. Look at that. Fog on the screen. Fog on the gameplay camera. Kojima, you used to be so good, and now you're a fucking hack. You know, it's funny, everyone thinks I've always despised Kojima. I've only hated Kojima from MGS 4 onwards. But yet I always credit him for changing gaming and the landscape completely with MGS 1, 2, and 3. I can't really talk about, you know, Metal Gear and all that because NES, am I right?
Are you going
Yes.
to shoot me?
Like, I remember back in the day when you first figured out you could hide these bodies in the lockers and stuff, or you could go in and like jerk off to the poster in there, or you could shoot it and it would explode. Or the fact that some guards, like the one back there, wouldn't give up his stuff. So I have to come back with a real gun and threaten him, shoot him in the leg maybe. Kojima was ahead of his time. Or even the fact that you could shoot the radios on the guards' back so that if they do see you when they try to use them, they can't. In my Zone of the Enders demo, because it's so old and it predates the situation, that particular picture on the wall isn't of a woman. It's of the Twin Towers. It was removed for obvious reasons. Here's another one. Look how cool this stuff is. Once it actually starts shattering. If it starts shattering. The way it shatters is just epic. That's the emotion engine hard at work right there. Get wrecked, Sony, with your blast processing.
Freeze.
Move! You're going to shoot.
Fine. I'll come back with the USB. We always, me and my friends always used to make a joke back then. It's like, we'll come back with the USB. We knew that wasn't the case. We knew it was actually a USB, but still, that's not as funny. Well, that's not as funny to a bunch of... When did this come out? 1999? Maybe 2000? So that's not as funny to, like, a bunch of 15-year-olds. Then again, we were the same people who played original OG Tomb Raider, and we called the Uzis Uzi-Eyes because we had never heard of Uzis in films or TV shows or anything. Oh, to be young again. The shenanigans you get up to.
Freeze.
I got a dart sticking out of his face.
Don't kill me.
Poor guy. You know, I don't even know why I'm collecting these. Oh, I suppose. I was going to say I wasn't really going to save it, but I guess I can. At least if I had the coolant, I could wake these up. But no, Raiden wants to hog it for himself. I know, absolutely riveting gameplay, isn't it? Picking this guy up and dropping him down over and over, just to wake him up.
Freeze.
Still, the fact that they've added it to backwards compatibility, I had to reset my Xbox up again just to be able to do this.
Freeze.
What am I doing? Come on, controls, work properly.
Don't kill me.
I will admit it does take a little bit getting used to again, control-wise. But like this kind of stuff, this level of Kojima was far, far removed compared to the crap that was in 4 and 5. It didn't have any of his... oh shit. It didn't have any of his really small, crazy intricacies. Oh no!
Freeze.
Apparently I have the cold. I think the medicine is in here. No, that's bad. I spent too long outside. Oh well, it doesn't matter. We'll survive. Of course, as I say that now, I'm gonna sneeze in an extremely precarious situation and get completely fucked because of it. Not that one right there. I'm holding them up so that they're dropping dog tags, Verti. Because you want to start collecting dog tags and you start unlocking the cool stuff that way. I still remember where all these crazy secrets are. Also, you can make them drop regular items and ammo and stuff too. There's my cardboard box. Another thing that was amazing about this was when you go into the certain areas, like this room or locker rooms or whatever, after marginally escaping from enemies, and there's the whole clearing screen that shows them from a distance, clearing the room bit by bit. It was pretty beast.
Freeze.
Are you going
Really?
to shoot?
All these lads wanted me to shoot them. Don't worry, I'll come back with a real gun. Sort them all out. If this was a modern game, there'd be a quick time event somewhere here. Because of course there would.
So it is the Kasaka. Russian choppers.
See, what they're actually doing here is they're parasailing in to do all this crap just to hack the election machines. After all, you can't spell Metal Gear Solid without MAGA. Haha, topical.
Snake, did you find out where that ship is headed?
Looking at it. 35 degrees longitude, latitude around 58.
More than 500 miles off the coast of the Bermudas, out in the middle of the Atlantic. So the prototype is ready for solo testing. It's basically combat-worthy. That area is outside the Second Fleet's operational range, too. It must be a standalone Marine Corps project, which means this prototype Metal Gear must be designed for independent deployment, without any naval assistance. Anyway, analysis can wait till later. Snake, you need to go down to the hold to locate the actual metal...
See, this new Metal Gear that they're talking about is actually powered by an RTX 2080 Ti. That's why it's available for independent deployment without assistance. The only problem is trying to secure the actual GPUs to power it. There's only be certain bodies. Still sneezing.
Shalashashka has landed. I'm on my way to the tanker holds. Report your status. Control room, communications, and engine room are under control. All entry and exit points to the tanker hold secured. Infrared sensors placed and operational.
Good work. Are the explosives in place?
Yes, they are all planted.
Listen.
There's also peak memology here now in a
And the
second.
vehicle's pilot.
He's the only one who underwent the VR training. No one else can do it.
Are you sure you can trust him?
Your part in the mission is complete. You are to leave at once.
No, it's not over yet.
I can see the moon, even in this storm, pale as death. I have a bad feeling about this mission. You swore this to me, that you would leave the unit once the mission was complete. Do not worry, this is a country of liberty.
No, this is where I belong, with the unit. I have nowhere else to go. Father, I want to stay and fight.
There is no choice to make here, Olga. Need I remind you that you are carrying my grandchild? You will be on the helicopter out of here now.
Damn it.
There it is. Well, it was there a second ago. Because she's Russian, naturally, she has underarm here.
Freeze! Hands over your head, now!
Oh, maybe it's actually now as well. I think you get a better view.
Toss your gun overboard, slowly. A woman. Show your face.
You men, you're all the same.
Who are you?
There it is. Yep. Vanessa Marshall. Bears. One
We
of the
are
bays.
nomads. Wanderers.
I said don't move.
Americans. So you shoot women too.
I'm a nomad too. What else do you have there? Take the knife and toss it. Not there. Toss it overboard. Hold that position. Now, turn around.
You know what you're doing.
Toss it overboard, Snake. Tell me, Snake,
It stopped raining.
have you ever danced with the devil
Not
in
too
the pale of
shabby,
the
is it?
moonlight?
New York, I mean. And that brings our tour to its conclusion.
Scout knife with a surprise. You a Spetsnaz?
I think you deserve a little credit. No one's ever dodged that shot of mine. But no one gets lucky twice.
It's
either.
funny because this came out in around the same time, but everyone always gives Shenmue a load of shit for its voice acting. This isn't much better.
I've been with the unit since I was born. I grew up on the battlefield. God and victory were my parents. The unit was my family. We've shared everything, all the bad and all the good. I have no one, nothing except the unit. Nothing else matters to me.
Come on, Olga. I'll beat all your tricks before you do. It depends on what way you look at it, Jordan. What kind of goal?
Whoever you are, you're not stopping us.
Talking the same tier goal? Hey, look at all this crazy analog shoulder button action. This could never be done on anything post GameCube or Nintendo. Sticks are really sensitive.
There you are.
Russian gymnast up in here. It does feel weird though, that the shooting feels a little bit off. Like I let go of the button but nothing happens. And it's obviously not analog. Oh, don't worry, Jordan, I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna, because it's the 360 collection. Oh, that's I'm only doing a very quick stream just to celebrate it, as well as have the meme stream title name. Don't worry, I'm gonna do both. Because she's a woman, we only have to put her asleep. That and the fact that they don't give us the gun, because it would completely negate MGS 4 and not make that able to happen. Time paradox, am I right?
Cipher.
Metal Gear.
Otacon. The ship appears to be under.
Oh, nice! You finally got it.
The
Good
men
stuff,
have
Jordan.
Russian
Good
data,
stuff.
But I haven't been able to find out anything else about their origin.
I know who they are.
You do?
We've ID'd the old man,
Who is he?
Sergei Gerlukovich.
Gerlukovich, one of Ocelot's allies.
Yeah, the GRU colonel. He's the one Ocelot was supposed to meet up with after Shadow Moses.
They're after Metal Gear.
Everything's changed. This is not going to be as simple as we thought.
You could say that. I saw a surveillance remote just now. It looked like the Cipher.
A Marine Cipher T?
No, Army.
First the Marines, then the Russians, now the Army?
It's
You're
almost
right.
like
This isn't gonna be
Donald
simple.
Trump.
Snake, there's something I have to tell you.
What?
We didn't dig up this info about the new Metal Gear on our own. Not like usual.
How did you find out then?
It was a tip. An anonymous tip.
Anonymous? You've never trusted those. Why would you start now?
I have a younger sister, a stepsister. We have different parents. I only knew her for 2 years.
You've never mentioned her before. So?
The sender of the tip was E.E.
E.E.?
Her name is Emma, but I always call her E.E.
Emma? Emma?
Yeah, it just caught my eye, you know? I figured it was a coincidence, but I couldn't get it out of my mind. There's really no one out there who knows about her.
When was the last time you saw her?
Over 10
Could
years
just be
ago.
random
Do you think
people.
it's a trap to lure us out here?
I don't know. After I got the tip, I did break into the Pentagon system to get confirmation.
Okay.
Watch your back, Snake. Maybe I screwed up.
I've got a light-equipped USP. I can take them on now. There's no ammo, but it takes a 9mm, just like the Marines' M9. I'll find those somewhere around here.
Don't raise too much racket with that thing.
I hear you.
And if we're not careful, so will the enemies. But luckily, I know what I'm doing. How the hell do we use a ration? Wait a minute, I'm not incompetent. right. They put the silencer somewhere else on the lower difficulties. Compared to the higher ones. Predator vision's pretty sweet though. A big question though, Jordan, is are you going to play it? Is obviously pretty important.
Freeze.
Because the wet cardboard box fools absolutely everyone. It's totally how it works. These are mad stealth skills. We got this.
Freeze.
Don't kill me.
Unacceptable levels of being offended, teenagers. This is absolutely ridiculous. How dare you? How dare you have real life responsibilities? Who do you think you are? Now that everyone else is asleep, we can meme this out. This is the United States of Q. This is not your place to come in and bitch about having freedom of speech because you don't have freedom of speech. Wait, where have I heard that before? I guess I'll never know.
Freeze.
Whoa, that's kind of weird. I'm inside him.
Are you going to
Yes.
shoot me?
No one heard it. Yeah, this was a big room for a firefight that everyone was like really impressed by. Because when you look at like, you could hit all the melons, break all the bottles, the flour popped out, all that stuff. I don't know if you know, but it was kind of a big deal. But now, unfortunately, it's all... See, that's my point. It all started so well, and Kojima just got really basic after that. Like, none of these little tiny intricacies are in MGS 4 and 5. There's one or two in 4, but there's almost none in 5. And for the size and scope of the game, it's just such a letdown.
Freeze.
No! If you're going to shoot,
Fine, have it your way.
don't. Please don't.
Aim at his crotch. That'll make him go. Shoot him in the nuts because he's on the fucking float. I should go up to David Hayter with a massive bandana on. And he's like, oh, you know I'm wearing this. Infinite ammo.
Freeze.
This is why it's really awkward. But yeah, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Also, I need to look at something here. Yeah, I'm streaming at 1080 60. I couldn't remember if I was going at 720 60 or 1080. The way I was originally going to stream this didn't work. So I had to quickly
Freeze.
ghetto rig it in OBS. I don't usually use OBS to stream consoles. This is actually technically my first time streaming OBS in a console. Streaming a console in OBS. There we go. It's okay. My English is top tier. I wasn't a valedictorian, but it's still skills to pay the bills.
Freeze.
I can't afford to do any of this the other way. Oh, guy in here thought he was hot shit. I'm back with a gun though.
Freeze.
Yeah, I'm gonna play some ridiculous amounts of this over the next couple of weeks.
are you going to shoot me?
100% each game. I haven't played MGS 3 in so long either. So a lot of that is not even going to be memory. I've only played MGS 3. I keep hitting my desk. Why do I do that? I'm talking with my hands. I played MGS 3 when a little bit after it first came out, way back in the day. And then I played it only the once back then. And then I played it once in this collection. But now I need to go full. I need to go whole hog.
Raven.
Well, I'm gonna have to do that eventually as well. But obviously I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna 100% both games, I'm gonna have to do a normal playthrough as well as a bunch of other questionable ones. With all like side stuff and all that. But I will beat him normally, properly, at least once. The first playthrough of MGS3 I do again, I'm gonna just play it normally. And then I'll do ones for certain ranks, and I'll do ones for certain equipment and whatnot.
Freeze.
Please don't.
There's actually 3 ways to beat the end, depending on what ways you count. Metal Gear Solid in 3D. What is this madness? The cheese achievement is the one for shoot him really early during one of the cutscenes, isn't it? Or just after the cutscene. That's the cheese one. Yeah, the date is the other one. There's beating him normally, doing the one after the cutscene, and the one with the date.
Freeze.
Don't shoot!
Oh, okay, you weren't including the regular one. Okay, that makes sense. The regular way to kill him. It's funny, a friend of mine accidentally beat the end way back in the day because he was trying for like 4 or 5 days straight and he just could not beat the end. Couldn't beat him properly. So he just got pissed off, turned his console off, and then just eventually came back like a week and a half later and he was dead.
Don't kill me!
But if I remember correctly, you need to actually beat him properly to be able to get, I think it's his face camo or his body camo. I can't remember which one it is. I want to say it's the face camo. And of course, there's an achievement for getting all the camo. How do you cheese quiet? I've beaten quiet on extreme without cheesing her. It's funny because I beat her on extreme. I read somewhere that after you finish the game, you use Fulton drop. I never even thought of that. You know how you lose access to quiet towards like the end of the game and all that, or at the end of the game. Someone had told me if you go back and do it on extreme and beat her that way, you get her back. So I went and eventually beat her on extreme, didn't get her back. And then someone else just said, no, you do the normal one like 10 times or 7 times or whatever. And I went and did that and got her back. This guy above me needs to stop doing his shenanigans so I can do my thing. But no, I just beat her normally. It took ages. It was hard.
Freeze.
It's called extreme for a reason, I guess.
Are you going to shoot me?
I can sort you out later. Wait, they patched the Fulton thing or they patched it to be easier? I haven't played MGS 5 in like, I don't know, since shortly after it came out.
Freeze.
Because what I did is I uninstalled the game because I hated it after I finished it. And then one day I just randomly came back to it like 6 or 8 months later, and I had insane amounts of everything. And funny enough, no one else played the game at that point, so I could just attack all the FOBs, and I climbed up to like number 13 in the world or some shit, because no one else played it and everyone else's bases were empty. But of course, that was very tedious and boring. Oh, they patched it to get her back. Okay. That makes sense. It was a bit stupid, like, because we understand it from a story point of view, but obviously you want endgame. You know?
Freeze.
Are you going to shoot me?
Great boss. Should probably wake this guy up. I still need the dog tag from him. Shit, someone woke up on the far side. That's bad. Hopefully I don't have to shoot this lad. Someone else will hear it.
Freeze.
Huh? Don't kill me.
He's got Picard's dog tag. Engage.
Repair of the entranceway to the engine room on the port side is complete. We'll return to position following patrol in the small room on the port side.
Freeze.
Perfect. It's much better when you don't actually have to shoot them.
Snake, wait! Don't move!
I see it. Some kind of device on both sides of the hall. Infrared sensors?
Right, and they're linked to...
Let me guess. Semtex.
Exactly.
The Resident Evil
Plastic
4 style.
explosives.
So this is what they were talking
Lasers
about.
chopping to
Looks
bits.
like it. If you trip the sensors,
I'll be sleeping with the fishes, along with this entire ship.
that sounds
Oh, you
about
can
right.
technically use it at the
I'm not in the
ones
mood to go
by
sleep
Olga
with
as
the
well.
fishes, but there are too many sensors. Looks like I'll have to find another
I know you
way.
can still shoot the
No
flower
need to
and all
worry.
that, but
There's a way through.
they
Take
all
a
work the
close
same
look.
way.
Do you see the thing with blinking green lights right next to the explosives? That's the control unit for the sensors. Destroy that, and the sensors stop functioning. You can't get in close enough to touch it, so you'll have to shoot it out. But the M9's knockout rounds won't work. The USP you picked up should do the trick. Use that gun.
Yeah, so there's the flower just on the floor. I know you can shoot that, it pops up and puffs everywhere and you can see them. Or, I mean, hell, you can even use the cigarettes if you really want.
Verrazano Bridge Storage checkpoint passed. All non-essential personnel report to the holds in 10 minutes time.
Oh, and this was badass, right? Because you never really knew this and you never thought about it.
And for the scheduled briefing session with the Commandant.
Your gun actually has a light on
Ordered to
it.
continue manning your posts until that
Of course,
time.
it doesn't function anywhere other than here. There's an extra little touch of Kojima just up ahead here. Like, check. I think it's this one. Yeah, here it is. We can just casually hide here. You know, maybe we want to look around the corner. See where the enemy is. I'm not gonna do it yet, just yet until he walks away. He's not gonna walk away, is he? But anyway, what happens when we just try to lean out? My hip. Oh, he did go.
Freeze.
Well, I can show you now perfectly because it's not gonna worry. So you know you're casually waiting. You go to look around the corner. Oh, it doesn't work unless he's still there. That's lame. I never say lame. That's why that sounded so forced. But if you lean out while the guy's around the corner, it knocks this pole down, and he hears it and comes around the corner. That's super extra lame sauce.
Freeze.
Don't kill me.
Oh yeah, that's something I found out the hard way back in the day. Believe me, so many times that caught me off guard. I'm kind of raging that it didn't work without the guard being there. Because like, you know, I wanted to show.
Freeze.
Please don't.
It's the same way with the big hallway now in a minute. There's so many different paths through it. On the left, on the right, you can even go at different variants underneath or above.
We have sealed the stern hatch. The lift is also under our control.
We're on the foredeck, about to descend to the holds.
Sir, the Marine Commander has started his speech already.
We will complete the preparations before the end of the speech.
All communications to the holds have been severed. No one is aware of our presence.
Let no one down into the holds until we are out.
Yes, sir. We will secure your exit with our lives if necessary.
There is one more thing.
Yes, sir.
My daughter, keep her safe.
Yes, sir.
I don't think they can.
Who goes there?
See, how do they know he's there? That was stupid. Nightmare with his sensitivity. Heal up. Ugh, how do we use the rations? It doesn't tell you how. The classic. Luckily, I can read, so I know how to use these. And I have a functioning brain, so I can put 1 and 1 together.
Who goes there? Oh, Shalashaska. Why are you here? We thought you were with the Colonel. What the?
Colonel will be joining you soon, comrade.
Yes, Bourne. Yes, you are just exactly right. And that's the reason
Snake, are you in yet?
why I'm playing this.
It's taking
Because I've been trying to get that game on backwards compatibility for like 2 years now, and just today it was finally announced. So I went and got my Xbox One, hooked it up, downloaded the digital copy I already had, and here we are.
We're going right off the fringe.
You're all familiar with the Shadow Moses.
The men down here are definitely Marines.
The current state of nuclear.
If the deck is sealed off, they have no way of knowing that the ship's been taken
Yes,
over.
it is. It's the collection. The MGS 2 and 3 collection.
The weapons won't do me much good here.
Can you see Metal Gear?
No. I'll have to go around to the bow. They have some serious defenses here. I doubt the recent arrivals want to blast their way through the Marines either.
Wonder where they're headed.
I don't know. Not the beach, that's for sure.
You got them jokes, Snake. You got them jokes. And Peace Walker was also added, but that was added
Let's go
months
over
ago.
this one more time. Use this camera
Peace
to get
Walker's
photographic
ours, anyway.
evidence of the Metal Gear prototype. Now do your thing and take pictures that speak louder than the government's plausible denials. We need 4 shots. Metal Gear from the front.
Oh, but
right,
Q,
front left.
you know, everyone loves Peace Walker. It's a great game. The critics loved it. No.
There should be a
Peace
Marines
Walker sucked.
insignia on the body of Metal Gear. Just let someone try explaining away a clear shot of that.
All right.
There's actually one little thing.
Just spit it out. I'm used to things going wrong.
It looks like someone's monitoring our transmission.
Who?
I don't have a clue. All they're doing is watching. It would creep me out less if they tried to interfere with our communications.
Could it have something to do with that cipher we saw?
Maybe. I've switched the encryption protocol for our burst transmission for now. What I want to do is use a different method for sending these photos, just in case.
Instead of using the codec?
Exactly. There's a workstation in the southeast corner of the block where Metal Gear is housed. I've made arrangements so that you can send the pictures from the machine.
Arrangements?
I hitched a ride on Link 16 into U.S. military's proprietary
So we got some dial-up going
Managed to
on.
get into that workstation and overwrote a part of the system software so I could remote install a little app I wrote.
Why bother with anything that complicated?
No, it's pretty simple, really. Look, all you have to do is stand in front of the machine and push the action button. The app will automatically launch and download the image data from the camera, split the files, and encrypt them individually. The data packets can then masquerade as...
Okay. So all I have to do is push the action button in front of the computer once I have
The action
pictures, right?
Well, sure, if you put it
I mean, I'm looking at my keyboard right now, and I don't see anything that says action
The
button.
Commandant's already begun his speech, but you need to get the pictures before he's done talking. Otherwise, they'll spot you, okay?
How much time do I have?
I hacked into his personal files and took a look at the text of that speech. I'd say you have 7 more minutes. Longer if he throws in a joke or two.
A 7-minute time limit, huh?
Remember, Snake, just the photos, okay?
With these kinds of odds, I won't be making any sudden moves. But that doesn't mean we can just let Metal Gear be hijacked.
Okay, but first the photos.
All right, we'll deal with the rest when we get there.
Stay low.
Well, it still looks very, very similar
We initiated
to
development of Metal Gear Ray as a countermeasure to
when
these
playing it on
violent
the 360.
weapons. The only thing that can stand up to a Metal Gear is, of course, another Metal
Also,
Gear.
some of the cool things you can do here is like you can jump over the ledge, hang off,
With Ray,
and just like shimmy across
hundreds, if not
if you've got the
thousands of
maximum
Metal
level of
Gears
grip.
that exist all over the world are no
I didn't
longer
work
a
up
threat.
to it. That's a whole
Blind
other
rush to
story.
nuclear
But
proliferation will be
it's just
contained,
extra little,
and it will be the
little
Marine
memes.
Corps and our Ray that will
and there's
accomplish
different people over there with dog tags and whatnot.
At the moment, every industrialized nation on the globe knows the specifications for Metal Gear.
But the big thing for this
Worse
Distracted
yet,
is that it's
so do
now
a number of
easily
local
available
states.
and playable.
They are all working on deploying
Granted,
their
I have
own
to have
Metal
the
Gear
Xbox
force
One
to
connected
compete
up
with
for
the
it,
US's nuclear strike capability.
For MGS, it's worth it
The world
until I
is
can
about to see a swarm
1000
of these
point
Metal
entire
Gear
connection.
derivatives. Some say that the strategic importance of aircraft carriers will be reduced by the completion of Ray.
But it was actually 60 frames per second on 360, and so it's still 60 frames per second here.
There's a lot of pressure from Navy brass, especially those with submarine and air
Then again, it was done by Blue Point Games. Fucking legends that they are.
interference from major players. But this project is vital to the Marine Corps. The enemy is sometimes closer to home than you think, gentlemen. Always bear that in mind. This weapon will render all other Metal Gears obsolete. Nations building up their own Metal Gear force will think twice about their nuclear strategy in the light of the military dominance spelled out by Ray. The shift in the balance of power will mean a new world order, and we, the Marine Corps, will play a central role in its military affairs.
I don't know if it's Xbox One X patched.
Devoted to Metal Gear development, but it cannot be more different in nature from the Navy's. Theirs is a program that will add fuel to the uncontrolled fire of nuclear proliferation.
But
It
you
is
know
a
me.
fact that players
You
in
know
favor of such a policy
the
are
story of my
attempting to
Xbox
derail
One
our
X.
own Ray
We're playing on
project.
base day one,
But
launch
I
day
promise
Xbox
you
One right
that
now.
They will not succeed. I have a daughter. It is my greatest wish never to have her
Of course, the most powerful console in the world. Base Xbox One.
As a father, I want to leave a better world for the future generations.
Forget
As a
about it.
soldier, I know that is my duty. You must be tense. Let's do a little stretching, shall we? Left.
Gotta be careful here. We don't want to.
Right.
We don't want to have them look down through these vents at the wrong time.
Left. Up.
What I will say, Distracted, is I would kill for them to port this to PC.
Down. Front. Left.
Okay, come on, I can make it, I can make it, I can make it. Yes, oh, down, that was so close.
Let's continue. Metal Gear Ray is amphibious. Unlike the Army's Rex, it can cruise underwater, move in undetected, and make its landing on any shoreline.
Wait, Diablo 3 Enhanced, how do you manage that? Isn't it already Xbox One X done? Or are you talking about that terrible Switch port that's coming out? The one that looks so pared down, looks like a phone game.
You're all familiar with the Shadow Moses incident during the Sears administration. The current state of nuclear proliferation is a direct result of that event.
Metal Gear. It can't be. I don't do a very good Solid Snake impression.
Metal Gear.
There it is.
Metal Gear.
This new model of Metal Gear is codenamed Ray, after the great Manta Ray. Our Ray has a sting that nature never gave the Manta. With this latest Metal Gear, we can rule the sea and land as we never have before.
There's a way to do it from back here, but I can't remember where it is specifically, but you can actually see Ocelot.
We have intelligence that there are anti-Metal Gear terrorists planning to target the ship.
Oh, that's some stuff that would always freak you out back in the day. It's like, oh shit, did I just get seen? And then, no.
Intruder to the right. If that actually happened, I expect you to be prepared. We cannot and
I assume it's probably just more Seasons crap, where they put in 1 or 2 extra new areas if you're lucky.
To move on. George. Rendered his presidency in the aftermath of Shadow Moses. The official reason given did not, of course, include the development of Metal Gear Rex and Next Generation. But even you will have heard rumors that he was forced to resign after the failed cover-up costing his influence in the political
Freeze.
The Metal Gear Rex development on Shadow Moses was supposedly the first preparatory measure taken against the future possibility of reduced nuclear defense capability. NMD technology leaked to other nations would make that contingency likely. But if this theory is correct, it means that there was a calculated intent to cash in on this opportunity by specific interest.
Oh, the Eternal Edition, that's the... That's the modern console one that comes with the expansion pack and the Necromancer thing. So it must be the new one that actually adds the Necromancer.
Within the military-industrial complex. We are here today to flush out and rid our country of these corrupting forces. That is our mission. You will bear that in mind. It is an undeniable fact that there is a force at work in our government
see or hear me.
and within the military, seeking.
Oh yeah, so okay, it's not technically new content if that's the case. Distracted. It's just new for consoles. Because the Necromancer's been out for like 2 years. But I know now it's all coming as one big package to the console. Also, sealed Diablo 3 Collector's Edition. My one's not sealed because obviously I open to use it. I don't know, Verti. I never understood it. I was not a fan of Peace Walker. And everyone says it's like brilliant and amazing. I'm like if they had put it all together into a regular game that wasn't hamstrung by the PSP, it would be passable.
This is great. The Marines lettering shows up really well. The next
But it's crippled by the PSP.
Okay, that's good. The shot from the right is in the bag.
And just like MGS 5, it's basically level based, which was terrible.
And the next one is... Okay, this works. It's a great front view.
I have to come up with a bunch of clown jokes for when we got naked dudes in the game.
You're a pretty good photographer. We can definitely use this left shot.
Oh, don't you worry, CZ. Right? I'm a little bit out of practice when it comes to Metal Gear, but soon I'll be speedrunning this shit in like an hour and a half on European Extreme with no radar and never getting seen.
We, the Marines, will lead the charge into a new world order with Metal Gear.
Once I get my skills back.
That is all. Dismissed.
I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with the future of Diablo this year. They've said they're going to talk about it. Will it be a new expansion? Will it be a full new game? Will it be World of Diablo? Stupid Diablo-based MMO.
Excellent speech, my friend.
Who the...
Gift of the silver tongue. They say it's the mark of a good officer. End of a liar.
Ooh.
Americans are too in love with the sound
I
of
wonder
their
what
own
that makes
voice
me.
to speak
Well, I'm
the
obviously
truth.
the good officer.
Identify
when it comes
yourself.
To it. I shoot from the hip, yeah, boy, shoot to kill.
I am
remember that.
Shalashaska, also called Revolver Ocelot.
The Force is always perfect with me. Distracted. You got to remember that. I am the one. I am not just the one who would bring balance to the Force. I am the one who would both create and destroy it at the same time.
This machine will be quite useful.
What are you planning to do? Steal this thing?
Steal? No, I'm taking it back.
So, Revolver Ocelot is Randall from Clerks, because he's taking it back. They're not the best Marines in the world, are they? They just completely get
Gerlukovich.
They just completely get snuck up on twice.
Nobody move. Understood?
In typical Kojima fashion, there's some absolute insanity lore here.
This ship now carries enough Simtex on its key structural points to blow it out of the water.
That you don't find out in
at the
game,
touch
you
of
just
this
find out
button.
elsewhere. But the Black Commander guy, Scott Dolph,
No one has to die
him and Vamp are actually lovers at one point, which is just off the wall Kojima crazy. Oh, and don't worry, fellow teenagers, I will be getting that achievement in MGS 3. That time paradox will be happening. Shooting the whole Justin Timberlake motherfucker.
What do you intend to do with Ray? Sell it on the streets?
I was raised in Snezinsk, formerly known as Chelyabinsk 70, the nuclear research outpost.
What are you talking about?
After the Cold War ended, my home was bought out by the Americans.
Is there a point to this sad story?
Now you would understand. Land, friends, dignity, all sold to the highest bidder, the United States of America. Even the technology that gave birth to these weapons is Russian, developed by us.
What do you intend to do?
When Tony Stark's father stole all the stuff.
Russia will rise again. And
Ray
Ray is the key.
I regret to inform you that I have no intention of selling Metal Gear. As I said, I came to take it back.
Yeah, the design on it was pretty sweet. It really feels like they went and captured as much detail as possible, like as many little extra pouches, radios.
Returned to the Patriots.
Everything, as much as they could.
How's that possible?
Ocelot, have you sold us out?
I was never in your employ, Gurlukovich.
Are you still in league with Solidus?
No hard feelings, Colonel. Mother Russia can rot for all I care.
Since when, Ocelot? When did you turn?
I'm glad you noticed, comrade. I abandoned her during the Cold War. Metal Gear only has room for one!
One thing I will say that I hated about this whole thing is the whole Liquid Ocelot plot from 2 and 3. 2 and 4. Go on, Ocelot. Rip that cold single action army. Doesn't jam. You got the John Wayne walk. That's what it is. Well, I reckon something's going down here, Pilgrim. And they just waste both of them.
Sergei, looks like you were long overdue for retirement.
Traitorous dog!
Just like that, Ivan Drago is no more. It's funny that the single action army is also in Resident Evil 2.
If you wish to live,
if you take Claire's cowgirl outfit, she gets the cold single action army. This ship is still
in the lower New York harbor. You may yet make it to shore if you swim for your life.
Funny thing is these MGS games can be done in like 90 minutes if you skip all the cutscenes. But if you don't skip all the cutscenes, there's several hours of cutscenes. Meanwhile, we've got the opening level to Call of Duty Modern Warfare here at the same time.
It's been a while, brother.
Who are you?
You know
who am I? I am Cam Clark, the voice of Liquid.
Not so young anymore, eh, Snake?
Kind of messed up that one.
You're drowning in time. I know what it's like, brother. No wonder Naomi passed you over for the Fox Dive program.
Well, you'd want to skip it. You'd want to skip all the cutscenes, CZ, when you're speedrunning the game. back on the PS2, I'd be one of those people who was just sitting there bored, not sure what to do for the night, and I'd just say, you know what, I've got 2 hours to kill. What do I do? Oh, you know what, I'll just finish MGS from start to finish.
Raw materials are vintage, brother. Big Boss was in his late 50s when they created his copies.
And then all you have to do, boot up the game, skip all the cutscenes because you've done it several dozen times, and away you go. Go on, Snake. Survive. I know that wasn't him climbing up, by the way. I'm just saying. I didn't see any of these guys get shots at the sword yet. And yeah, as for MGS4, ooh, that game is super rough on cutscenes. If I remember correctly, either MGS... Oh, wow, my controller actually turned off.
You don't have what it takes after all! You're going down, Snake, with this tanker!
It's a bit of an oversight they need to fix on backwards compatible stuff for games with massive cutscenes. But yeah, if I remember correctly, Resident Evil 6 holds the record for the most amount of cutscenes in the game. And even then, it beat out Metal Gear Solid 4, which is the previous record. Resident Evil 6 has something like 600 and something minutes of videos and cutscenes, so that's like 10 hours. Whereas MGS4 had something like 6 or 8 hours of cutscenes. Oh yeah, this is still kind of nuts. But back then you didn't know what was happening. You didn't know if you were about to fight Metal Gear straight off the bat.
We have a problem.
Also, shameless little self-plug. Remember to check Twitter on Saturday when I post pictures of stuff being signed by David Hayter himself. It might be Sunday night, Saturday night, might be Sunday. See how the vibe is. At least the cool thing about this, for MGS 2 and 3, the cutscenes weren't too stupid and over the top. For MGS 4 and 5, they were just ridiculous.
Snake!
proceeding as planned, sir.
But then what happens? We get completely bait and switched to one of the worst characters ever in video game
the location
history.
we discussed. Yes, I have photographic evidence of Snake on the scene. The cipher was most useful. I look forward to tomorrow morning's news flash. I would say the Marine Corps' plans are on indefinite hold. Yes, of course, Mr. President.
I wish Raiden did not exist at all in MGS2. His kind of like joking cameo in MGS3, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Metal Gear Solid 4. I wish none of that ever happened. Also, look how beast mode we were. Saves 0, continues 0, alert 0, kills 0, rations 1. That was when we had to fight those guys in the tunnel, but we didn't kill them. We endured and we hit that ration. I am the Bat. I am Batman. Can you keep my secret? Yes, what is it? I am Batman. I'm clearly the Beast. And we have unlocked a digital camera. Woohoo. It really is the early 2000s. There we have it, our very first save and our very first little bit of progress in what will eventually be 1000 gamer score, 100% completion of MGS 2 and 3 on Xbox One backwards compatibility. Because like I said earlier, I purposely didn't bring my file across from my 360 because I wanted to do it all again. Because that's fucking based. It's funny, CZ, that Kojima wanted to shake it all up, but then after MGS2 launched, and, well, the massive backlash and all that stuff, he actually said he regretted ever creating and bringing in Raiden. And then, of course, they just went and made, like, I think that's where his kind of cameo in MGS3 came in, because not only did they make him, like, a joke in MGS3. He's actually, his character, if you will, they actually made him gay in MGS3. So I think that was like their insult back then, because, you know, that was a whole other era, so that was very different. But yeah, they made him like a joke character. They made him a meme. And then MGS4 came out and he was stupid in MGS4. Just, between 4 and Rising Revengeance, just so... Let him stop. It's time to stop. That's all I can say. Otacon's solo adventure. Otacon's pissing adventure. I don't know how he's going to do that well. No, it was Huey that was in the wheelchair, not Otacon. So... Wait, hang on. Didn't Otacon die in MGS4? It's been so long, I don't remember. I'm trying to think of... I know they were in the plane. I could have sworn there was something to do with a chopper, or maybe someone died in Otacon's arms. I think maybe Naomi died in Otacon's arms in 4. I don't know, it's been so long. This thing is playing itself. Let's get somewhere that's not so intense music-wise. Yeah, he takes care of Sonny, but there's something in the chopper. Maybe it was Sonny in the chopper. Maybe she goes and sleeps in the chopper. Oh, okay, Naomi. All right, there we go. Like I said, it's been so long, and MGS4 was terrible. Let's see. Quick stories. Your uncle had to beat MGS 1, 2, and 3 without a memory card. That's gangsta. That is straight up gangsta. That's all I'll say. CZ, your uncle is officially OG gangsta when it comes to Metal Gear. That's fucking based. That's all I can say. It's possible. It definitely is possible. It's just tricky. It's kind of tricky. There's so many continues and all that it wouldn't be difficult. It would just be time consuming, and I won't say tedious, but it would be kind of annoying if you died a lot and you had to redo all that kind of extra stuff. But that's beside the point, really. The fact is, he did it, and that's all that matters. But having said all that, this stream is unfortunately coming to an end. It actually lasted considerably longer than I planned. I was thinking it would only take me like half an hour to quickly run through the tanker. Joke was on me because I wasn't skipping cutscenes, and I kind of forgot how cutscenes and stuff went in Kojima games. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me about 10 other times, shame on me. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's see, he put a fan on his PS2 overnight so it didn't overheat. Good for him. It still went. It soldiered on. Back when console tech and just technology in general really was actually made to run properly. But according to Ocelot anyway, the gift of the silver tongue, I would make a great officer. Apparently I am an amazing officer. Or would that be a liar? Or both? Or I don't know. Let me know at some point, be it whatever it is. I would personally go with officer. I'd take a nice high ranking, maybe, I don't know, maybe major or colonel or like 5-star general or I don't know, supreme glorious leader, whatever's available. Whatever's available, you know. Anyway, that's beside the point. I am going to end it here. I want to thank everyone for coming out, being badass as always, hanging out with me, shooting the shit in the chat, especially in this little miniature stream that is kind of just appreciating the fact that a game I've been championing for 2 years at this point. You could almost call me a Switch user because I've been port begging for 2 years when it comes to this, to come to Xbox One backwards compatibility. I would have also accepted being released ported to Xbox One, PS4 or PC, not the Switch, but I was also looking for backwards compatibility on Xbox One, which I finally got today. And I am so happy. I can't wait to 1000 gamer score this collection, 100% both games. It's going to be so good. This has essentially solved my existential gaming crisis that I had a few days ago and that I made that. This is now the current deal for like the next, I don't know, 2 weeks or whatever it's going to be. I can't wait. Anyway, that's beside the point. A quick thank you once again to everyone shooting the shit with me, hanging out, because you guys make it what it is, simply because I'm here playing games by myself. You guys bring it beyond that, and I appreciate that so much, and thank you again for joining. I will do another stream at some point, obviously. I will be gone for most of the weekend. I'm hoping to get at least one more stream in before the weekend. If not, I'll have one early next week, but of course I'll have a video or two out in the meantime. So peace out everyone. I'll see you on whatever's next, be it MGS stream, something else stream, or whatever it is. Video, who knows. Remember, also, quick little shameless self-plug, at some point, if you don't follow me on Twitter already, you should probably do that, and check out on Saturday and Sunday when I post random pictures of not only Comic-Con, but stuff signed by David Hayter, Solid Snake himself, because, well, it is what it is. See, oh yeah, the plug-in fans, I remember those, and they actually ended up like melting and short-circuiting other people's consoles. Burp, it was terrible. But that's beside the point. Peace out everyone. I'll see you guys on whatever, whenever, next time.